Hi everybody, Jesse here. Welcome to the RC Workshop. If you're like me, when you buy a car, you want it to be durable. I've owned the Tekno SCT410.3 and the EV410 for about a year now, and I run about 200 batteries through my SCT and about 50 through my EV. So today we're going to put these two cars under the workbench lights and we're going to talk durability. So yes, these Tekno cars are durable, but you know, they're not invincible. I run these primarily at an indoor clay track that has some pretty aggressive jumps. The triples will send you 20 or 30 feet in the air, and you know, during the practice sessions, things could get pretty dicey with the crowds of cars that hit the track. So let's take a closer look at my SCT410 and talk about things that have broken during these practice sessions. Drive shafts. I have gone through 2 drive shafts, and of course, breaking these drive shafts, not breaking them, but bending them, has been my own fault. What it was is those triples. I didn't land them correctly. I nosedived into the 3rd hill, stopping the car quite abruptly, and after doing that just a few too many times, I noticed that these drive shafts would start vibrating and making a pretty awful noise, and would have to be replaced. Now, they didn't break, but they did bend and just kind of get out of round, making the car undrivable and handle quite awkwardly. So yeah, 2 drive shafts. The other thing that has broken twice on me is this front hinge pin brace. Now, currently I have an aluminum brace on it, and since I've replaced it with the aluminum brace, I've had no more breakages, but I did break 2 of those, again, just from rough landings and small collisions and big collisions as well. I've also had the battery tray Nerf bar and the side of the chassis crack. That's a replaceable piece. It unscrews from the metal chassis, and that piece could be purchased separately. Likewise, on the opposite side, the same thing has happened. You can see where the plastic has pulled away. I haven't replaced this side, however. Inside the differential, the front differential and the center differential, there are some plastic cross pins, and when I was rebuilding the diff one time, I discovered that those cross pins had cracked, so I chose to replace those with the aluminum upgrade parts. Besides that, I did have a front bumper brake. It was actually just this piece here. It cracked right around there, and I certainly didn't need to replace it, but you know, I'm the type of person that likes to keep things in like new condition as much as I can, so I went ahead and replaced it and sent the broken bumper back to Tekno for the warranty 50% off coupon that I'm going to talk about a little bit later in this video. Besides that, the only other thing that has broken on this car, if you could call it that, is the stock Velcro Tekno straps that hold the battery in. They just kind of wore out, and the other 2 straps that are no longer here, they just are ripped in half. So, you know, easy enough, I just replaced them with some hardware store Velcro straps, and the problem was solved. So that's it. That's really not too bad. You know, as you can tell, most of the things that broke on this car were broken because I did something reckless. Nose diving into a hill, crashing into a wall, hitting another car. So I assume that as my driving improves, I'm going to be breaking fewer pieces. I've had my EV410 for less time than my short course truck. I put about 50 battery packs through it, and I've been just as impressed with this as I have been with my short course truck. I have gone through a few pieces though. I've gone through 3 spur gears. I'm quite sure I've had the mesh correct, but you know, one thing to know about that, I do keep the car on reverse when I'm on the practice track. You know, a lot of people take reverse off so they don't strip their gear, and that could be part of the problem to blame, but you know, I just don't want to be walking down to the track every time my car gets wedged under a tube. I like to use the reverse to kind of pop it out there and get on my way. So I'm okay with that, but I just wanted to report that yes, I have gone through 3 spur gears within 50 battery packs. but that's of course with pretty aggressive driving as well. Besides that, I did break a rear suspension arm. I'm not really sure what caused it to break, probably just a combination of the rough jumps and a bunch of rough landings, a couple cartwheels, hitting the tubes, hitting some other cars. I just came around a corner one time and it just kind of decided to give up and fall apart on me, but it wasn't the corner. I'm sure it was a series of events that led up to it breaking. Now, I did have a really nasty collision with this car. I was coming down the straight, I lost control, it went off the track, and it hit a metal tamper. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a heavy metal piece of industrial equipment. It doesn't move, and it stopped the car instantaneously. But my car hit it dead on, right in this front bumper area. So at first, it didn't look too bad. In fact, I was able to complete a lap, but I knew the car was just not handling right. It seemed to be pulling to the side, and it was not maintaining speed. So after closer inspection, I discovered that this front diff case had cracked. The top half as well as the bottom half had cracked, as well as the center brace. That had cracked as well. But for that high-speed collision, that was the only damage. Everything else was intact. The suspension arms, the dog bones, the front suspension springs, nothing else broke. So not bad for slamming your car full speed into industrial equipment to have just 2 plastic parts break. So that's all I have to report, guys. These Tekno cars are definitely tough, but if you drive them into heavy industrial equipment, things will break. But Tekno does have a warranty plan. If you mail your pieces back to them and fill out their warranty form, here's what it looks like. They will send you a coupon by email to purchase replacement parts for 50% off. Now, I've tried this with a couple pieces, and it works. It just takes about a week of turnaround time to send them your warranty form and for them to get the pieces in a box and ship back to you. Alright everybody, so if you have any questions about the durability of these 2 cars, something that I might not have answered in this video, please hit me up in those comments. Also, take the time to like my videos and subscribe. I am building content and I have a whole bunch more great videos to share with you, but I need that motivation with those likes and with those subscriptions, so keep them coming.